did it.
We made it to opening day of the Olympics. Congratulations, everybody.
Hooray!
Congratulations. It's probably already happened, though, or is it happening like right now? Just because of the time difference, right? So
Is it 10 hours?
I don't know. We'll have to pull up the streaming and see if it's actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin the surprise, though.
Well,
no spoilers.
Okay.
No spoilers, please, for the opening ceremonies.
Are they tape delaying everything? Because they did that in Brazil and people were mad.
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure. I don't know, actually. What's the time difference between here and Paris?
I'm working on that right now. Stand by. World clock.
Yeah.
Well, in London, it is several hours different.
It is. It is. It's about 7 hours, I think,
I don't want to do math is what I'm getting at
it's
this
about
morning.
7 hours, so it's probably mid-afternoon right there, right now.
Yeah.
Because they would be ahead of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it'd be about 7-8 hours, I think.
We understand how this works.
So it's early, mid-afternoon there right now.
Okay. Beautiful day in Paris.
Absolutely gorgeous, I hear.
Coming up this morning, Nick's nonsense story this morning is kind of gross, and I don't totally.
They generally are.
Well, it seems like there's a trend sometimes, but this one is totally. There's no reasoning for it. The behavior of multiple people.
And it's no surprise that things are heating up everywhere. And matter of fact, it's so hot in places of the country that skin is melting.
Oh, you didn't even. I was going to say, how hot is it?
How hot is it? It's so hot that skin is melting.
Jeez.
Plus, Song in 60 coming up here in just a few minutes. I'm not sure if Nick will get this one.
That'll build some confidence this morning.
We'll find out, so stick around. Maybe at least you'll get it. Mix 108. Good morning. It is the Morning Brew. It is time to play Song in 60 now. I got a fun little song in my head right now. I'm going to give you clues. You see if you can figure it out, and then we'll all listen and enjoy the song together.
I'm in.
Okay, here we go. Well, good, because
I have a choice.
no choice this morning. All right, Song in 60 timer starts right now. RM, Sugar, V, Jungkook, Jimin, South Korean, boy band.
I can picture them in my head. Why can't I? BTS.
BTS. Yes, very good. That would be the artist. You would put this on bread.
Butter.
That's right.
I should have said something else first.
I haven't heard this song forever.
Oh, it's fun.
It's kind of a fun banger.
Yeah.
Good Friday song.
Kick off for Friday. I like it.
All right, here's BTS. It's Butter. Nick got Mix 108. Good morning. It is the Morning Brew. It's Tony and Nick. Hope you're having a good Friday. It is going to be a hot couple of weeks, it looks like.
Warm,
It's going to be warm. No, we're just going to call it straight up hot.
Northland hot.
Once it gets into this is true.
Northland hot.
Yeah, well, hot for us.
Yeah.
Once it gets into the 90s, it's hot.
We're talking ketchup hot here.
It's not going to be as hot as it is in, like, let's say, Death Valley. Right?
Right.
Death Valley reaching temperatures above 120 degrees. This story comes out of KTLA in Los Angeles. A Belgian tourist suffered third-degree burns on his feet during a visit to Death Valley National Park. It's the actual sound of his feet. According to the National Park Service, the 42-year-old man was taking a walk in the sand dunes when he lost his flip-flops.
Okay, I was going to say, was this person wearing footwear?
Oh, not a good idea. That's bad. The air temperature at the time, officials said, was about 123 degrees. The ground temperature, they figure, was about maybe 170, 180, maybe up to 200 degrees, depending.
It's like putting your foot on a,
The park ranger said that the skin was literally melted off the tourist's foot. It was so hot. The man's family called for help, and other park visitors came to his aid to carry him to the nearby parking lot to wait for paramedics. Officials said he suffered full-thickness burns on his feet and was in significant pain. Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
But due to extreme heat in the area, a helicopter was unable to fly into the area, so instead they had to ground ambulance this person to the hospital.
I'm kind of amazed the tires didn't have any problems.
Right? So they managed to get to the hospital. There was 109 degrees there. Unbelievable. Rangers recommend visitors stay within 10 minutes of air-conditioned vehicle, drink lots of water, eat salty snacks, and wear sunscreen, and maybe wear shoes, not flip-flops that'll easily fly off your feet.
Yeah.
So, well, it's a good reminder, too, as you're hitting the beach maybe this weekend that, that sand can get pretty hot. Or
Probably
not
quite that hot, but still
No.
going to be very, yeah.
It's warm, right?
yeah.
It's not going to necessarily burn your feet probably here.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Still hot.
It still can be hot.
Yeah.
Like
So-
walking out on that pavement or something.
While we may be, the northern Minnesotans and Wisconsinites that go, I'm not a big fan of this. Just remember, it's not like that.
123 degrees.
Goodness. It's a dry heat, though.
I think earlier this week I saw that it was the hottest day ever recorded on the planet Earth.
I think it was like
temperature-wise.
last Sunday or something like that.
Well, then
yeah.
Monday broke the record again. I think Sunday hit the record, and then Monday broke it again.
Let's turn the thermostat down a couple degrees.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to go from melted feet to something completely different in Nick's Nonsense here in a few minutes. Stick around. It's Mix 108. Good morning. Mix 108 Morning Brew. Good morning and happy Friday. So we head to Toronto, Canada.
Yay.
Hey, buddy. So there was an apartment complex who had to write a letter to the residents in this, and it's a decent sized building. There's probably a good number of apartments in this complex.
Hundreds?
Hundreds might be pushing it, but a good number. There might be hundreds
Dozens?
of tenants.
Okay.
So it looks like a hotel size building. Anyway, so they had to write a letter to their tenants. There were some electricians that were doing some work around the building, and people in the building were harassing them. They were doing things like throwing feces at them. The person that runs
Where was this?
This was in Toronto.
Yeah, what? Like, okay.
Yeah. So the letter was addressed to residents saying, "Dear residents, it has come to our attention that a small group of residents are repeatedly interfering with, threatening, and or harassing members of the electrical contracting team we've hired. Reports of unacceptable behavior include throwing of human waste
Why?
from upper-level balconies at workers."
Why?
I don't know. "Aggressive language or hostile interactions. These actions are disrupting their efforts to repair the building
Well, yeah.
that you live in and are prolonging the restoration efforts that they're working on."
I'm not sure why anybody would be motivated to harass these people like that. The only thing I can think of, and this is a stretch because I don't know how this maybe works in Canada, but like a union thing maybe?
Possibly.
Maybe they didn't hire like union electricians and there was a bunch of union guys living in the apartment and they got mad and started tossing their poo?
Maybe. So
I mean, that's extreme.
They do note, again, these are electricians, that the power had to be shut off while they did their work, and so maybe they were mad that the power was out.
Okay, yeah, sure. That makes
But even that, they're working on getting your building that you live in taken care of.
They must have, well, I mean,
Is it
maybe
hot
somebody.
in Canada right now? Maybe they're upset their air conditioners are off.
Well, I mean, it's 65, I think. Yeah. Well, maybe with all the fires, their air purification units in there, went out, or maybe I don't know.
There's people that the Toronto news outlet talked to that were baffled by the
Their
incident.
Molson's going to get cold or warm is the problem. Buddy, my Molson's getting warm, buddy. I need my electricity back.
Warm Labatt's is not the best.
My back bacon is rotten.
Anyway.
Get rotten back bacon.
No, you don't. There's Nick's Nonsense for this morning. Trending at the top in a couple of minutes here in Mix It Away. Good morning.
Live from the Mix 108 studio in downtown Duluth, this is KBMX FM, Proctor Duluth Superior, a town square media station.
Well, good morning and happy Friday. 7:02 and 63 degrees downtown Duluth right now at the Mix 108 studios. We're going to warm up quite a bit today, mid-80s, around 85 or so, mostly sunny, breezy. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and right around 90 is what we're going to see for our Saturday. Sunday, a couple of degrees cooler. They're saying maybe like 87 or so. We do see a chance of thunderstorms overnight Saturday, and then more rain and thunderstorm chances later in the day on Sunday and into Monday, where we're going to see cooler temperatures, low 80s, and more thunderstorm chances. And mid 80s, upper 80s, low 80s, kind of in the 80s all week next week is what the forecast is calling for. So if you like summertime, Northland summertime heat, we're getting it for the next week or so.
Love it.
So get out and embrace it.
Minnesota will soon have one less airline providing service to travelers. Minnesota currently has dozens,
you say?
yes, of airlines already serving it. Delta, United, American, plus the low-cost carriers like Sun Country, Allegiant, JetBlue.
Sure.
One of those is no longer going to serve Minnesota, and that would be JetBlue. They have
Really?
decided that serving Minnesota is no longer worth it to them. Instead, they've added more flights to the New England area. So starting October 26th, JetBlue will no longer service Minnesota, and any flights booked after that date will be refunded.
Aren't they an East Coast-based company anyway?
I think so, yeah.
So, like, I know Sun Country, they're a Minnesota-based company. They serve more of a Midwestern audience, but they serve the whole country, but, you know.
The move isn't expected to have much impact on travelers, as JetBlue only operates one route to Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport.
Where could you go with JetBlue?
Boston. Basically, you go back and
sweet.
forth. I think it's a hub for them.
Okay.
So you could fly Minneapolis to Boston and then take a flight from there on JetBlue.
Got it.
Anyways, that route began in 2018, but it will end this year. And you can read more about their new routes that they've added. And they also got rid of like several other cities as well. You can hit up the Mix 108 app or go to mix108.com.
Rip to that, unfortunately.
I don't know that I'd use RIP and JetBlue in the same sentence.
Well, sorry.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I've never flown JetBlue.
I've never flown JetBlue. I know.
I'm just going along with, what I hear about JetBlue.
Sure. Yeah. I get it. I understand. Understandable. All right. Well, coming up here a little bit, music from Taylor Swift. That's Hosier Down. Mix it away. Good morning.
Mix 108. Good morning. It is the Morning Brew. It is Tony and Nick, and the Olympics get underway. Well, they're kind of already underway, but officially underway today with the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
In Paris, France.
Is that how you say it?
Apparently, the opening ceremony is going to be spectacular. That's all I keep hearing. How it's going to be amazing. It's going to be down the Amazon River, right down Paris.
Amazon River.
Is that what it is?
Sure.
Is that the Tims, the Times? I don't know. Anyways, there's a big river that goes down Paris. I'm just kidding. I know it's not the Amazon, but anyway, so it's going to be spectacular. One of the big things at each Olympics that everybody loves to kind of, I don't know that everybody does, but a lot of people like to make fun of is the mascots, because Olympics have traditionally always gone with some strange mascots. It's never just a dog.
Sure.
Or
they get creative
a lion.
and yeah.
It's always like some kind of just thing, alien looking thing. Of course,
Sure.
In Atlanta they had I remember Izzy. Remember Izzy? It might be too young for you.
I'm digging back here.
Okay. But anyways, this year's
Oh yeah, what is that?
yeah, exactly. You could say that literally about just
Most
about
of
every
these?
Olympic mascot. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this year's mascot in Paris is a hat.
Meet the new mascots of the 2024 Olympics and Paralympics, hats. The Paris Organizing Committee for the Games recently unveiled the Phrygian cap, also known as the Liberty Cap. Now, despite the mascot's whimsical look, there's a deeper meaning. The hats were a symbol of the pursuit of liberty in the American and French revolutions.
Yeah!
And the choice to use it for the Games may be an effort to link modern France with the ancient world.
C'est l'esprit français qui nous est venu, cet esprit français qui fait de nous ce peuple un peu atypique.
What?
Brand director for Paris 2024 says the Phrygian cap is a symbol familiar to generations of French people, but it goes far beyond that. It's everywhere, from schools to town halls, even on stamps. It's part of society.
So if you've seen it, it's basically just a red blob.
Sure.
Essentially is what it is. A lot of people are liking it to like a wagging tongue.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some have compared it to other things. If you want to look at what other comparisons are, you can look around on the internet and find it. I'm not going to share it with you now. But it is cute. I mean, it's a cute looking mascot. It's not the worst mascot of the Olympics that I've seen.
Well, so looking back at a lot of these, there are some that represent like an animal, like, there's one that looks like a panda kind of, so
in
they're
London, they had Wenlock and Manville, and they're like one-eyed creatures. In Turin, in 2026, they had Neve in glizz. Looks like walking marshmallows, essentially.
It's similar to Riz, you know. Yeah, back in 2006.
But this year, I like this little guy. He's cute.
Okay.
I could see him selling a lot of plushies.
Sure.
A lot of plushies of this guy.
Sure.
A lot of plushies.
You know, and I think that's the thing with a lot of these. Like, I honestly never paid close attention to the mascots. Really didn't even know that was a significant thing. So
And they have the little mascot all over the Olympics website. So they have, a little mascot doing all the different sports. So it works.
Okay.
It plays well. Let's just say that.
it's good marketing for the kids. And you know.
Of the mascots of the last several Olympics,
You're going with that one?
I can live with this one.
And what's it called again? How's that said? Because I don't want to. I don't.
Phrygias?
Okay.
Phrygias?
And it's a hat.
It's a hat.
Okay.
Well, we just call it, what do they call it? The Freedom Hat? Hold on.
Yes.
Well, turn up the audio
It's
again
up.
quick. Oh, wait, my bad. I spelled the wrong one.
Your fault.
My bad.
There's a deeper meaning.
is
The
it?
Committee for the Games recently unveiled the Phrygian cap, also
Phrygian.
known as the Liberty Cap.
Liberty
Okay.
Cap. We'll just call it Liberty
Liberty Cap. I can live with
we'll
that.
Use,
All right.
Liberty Cap.
Okay.
The
So
Liberty Cap.
if you're wondering what the heck that thing is, now we know.
It's a Liberty Cap.
Perfect. Well,
Yep.
thank you, Tony, for that lesson. I will now know, and we'll try to say that.
Yes.
All right.
Coming up here in just a few minutes, something's going on with my dog.
Oh.
And I wanna kind of bring it up and see if other dog owners have experienced this before. It's kind of nasty.
Oh.
So I'm gonna warn you. But I'm just looking for advice from fellow dog owners out there if this is something that has happened to them before, and maybe could share advice with me.
All right.
I'm looking for help this morning.
Let's help Tony coming up here a little bit on Mix 108. Mix 108 Morning Brew. Good morning and happy Friday. So, just a little while ago, Tony was talking about how he has something going on with his dog. Now, you braced us by saying that it was kind of gross. So,
Well, I just want to hit up some other dog owners out there to see if this has happened to them. So, like recently, like within the last week or so,
okay.
my dog Sunny has got she's producing a lot of boogers in one nostril, right? Like really dried ones, and I have to take a tweezer to pull these big chonkers out. Like, what is that? And it's just happening in one nostril.
One nostril.
And I can hear her at night. She sleeps and she's trying to breathe through her nose, but only one nostril kind of
Sure.
works. And the other one's kind of clogged up. Do dogs get allergies, or do dogs get a runny nose with dry? Clearly they do, because my dog does have right now.
Well, I
But,
heard
yesterday.
of-
Yeah, it was kind of, and clearly she doesn't like me digging in her nose because she fights it. But
Sure.
I'm yesterday I grabbed the tweezers and I grabbed the end of this thing and I pulled it, and it was this huge,
Oh.
dry, booger type thing.
And you judge me for some of my Nick's nonsense stories.
I know, but I do has this happened to other dog owners before? Do you have a dog that has allergies, and does this happen? I just think it's weird it happens only in one nostril.
I wonder if.
Then of course we're Googling things, and it's there's
you don't want to do that.
50 different things
nose worms
or something, and we're
Yeah.
oh God, I'm gonna pull out a worm or something.
Yeah.
Be "Bleh."
So I wonder if the dog didn't get into something, sniffing something, digging around in the yard,
that's
maybe.
what I was. See, the first time that it happened, we thought that maybe she got some food stuck in her nose or something.
Oh,
so we were trying
okay.
to pull it out, but as it's been going on, it's no, something else is going on here where she's producing some kind of mucusy type thing. Sorry. That's kind of a gross word.
Yeah.
A boogie type thing. But it gets really dry and it clogs it up. So I gotta trying to
man.
keep cleaning. And she doesn't like me trying to get last night I was trying to just hold a warm rag on it just to kind of
Sure.
soften it up.
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
See if I could work it that way with a Q-tip or something. But I don't know. I'm just curious if there's other dog owners out there that
Anybody?
has, or maybe a vet that wants to give me free advice. Instead of, 740-2MIX is our phone number. 740-2MIX if you want to call us and share your experience with dog boogers.
Yeah, thoughts, any.
Yeah. Or what it is. Does your dog have allergies? Maybe this is a thing. Maybe it's.
I've
I'm
heard of
kinda
dog
stuffed up
allergies.
this week, so maybe we have same allergies. Maybe we're allergic to something.
together. Aw.
But you would think that it would be both nostrils then, right? Like if it was an
Yeah.
allergy type of thing.
I
why
don't know
would
that.
it-
Yeah, I don't know that it's an allergy. I bet there was something that got in and irritated the nose or something, and it's
Yeah, but
causing.
it doesn't look like, like something like an infection you would kind of maybe see. I would think it kind of look a little different. Like
Okay.
this is just straight up like dry boogies. Like it kind of reminds me of like a baby. Like
Sure.
like when the kids were young and they'd have like a stuffy nose.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'd wake them up in the morning and they just have this like thick,
Yeah.
dry boogies on it. You gotta like peel it off.
Sure.
It's really quite disgusting. Anyway, so this is fun breakfast conversation.
It is. It is.
If you want to
Hopefully
join
you're enjoying.
in on the dog boogie conversation, 7402-MIX is our phone number, 7402-MIX.
I am fascinated. I'd like to find out an answer because I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point yesterday where like, well, should we take her in? Like, we have called the vet and they just said, keep an eye on it, try to clean it.
How long has this been going on? You said a week or so?
Maybe like a week or so, yeah. That's very weird, though.
It is very weird. I don't know. For me, with something like that, if the vet said, just keep an eye on it. If it kept going like into next week is when I would start
Yeah.
being like, okay.
And there's no like blood or
Sure.
open wounds that I can
That's
see
good.
anywhere.
That's
So
good.
it might, it's an irritant, or maybe there's just a really dry boogie that I really gotta
far
get
in there.
out. That it's just kind of clogging everything up. But she won't let me do anything. She gets now. She like runs away from me when I walk towards her. I have to like bribe her with a treat. Be like, here's a treat. I'm not gonna dig in your nose. I promise.
Liar.
And then I dig in her nose.
Yeah.
That's me. 7402-MIX is our phone number. Good morning. It's the Morning Brew on Mix 108.
Mix 108 Morning Brew. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Nick Cooper and Tony Hart. So back in February, Tony, you wrote a story about a couple of new businesses that are going to be popping up at the shops at Bluestone.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Insomnia Cookie.
I'll take your word for it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Insomnia Cookie, and there was like some salad place, if I remember right.
So it's called Crisp and Green. So the cookie place opened up in April.
It did. Have you
Yep.
had them yet? I have not.
I did. I went there this spring. It was good.
You recommend it?
If you like warm cookies, that's their bit. They were good.
Crumbles are warm, though, too.
Some of them are. Some of them are not, though.
Yeah, but some of them are made not to be warm. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
right,
if you
right,
get a
right,
chocolate
right.
chip cookie at Crumble, it's going to be warm.
Yeah, I don't like this style of cookie. It's more like a cookie because crumbles are more. They're like a brownie. They're like a bar. They're thick. They're
Okay.
Whereas
These are more thin.
they're
cookie
a
cookies.
little thinner. They're not
Gotcha.
like flat, but they're thinner. So anyway, they open up in April. And then the other part of that business combo, they're not related, they're just next to each other, is actually getting ready to open soon.
Oh, nice.
And so I happened to just see earlier this week that they're getting ready. Next week, actually, is when they're opening up.
What is it called again? Green.
Crisp and Green.
Crisp and Green.
So what's neat about the place is it's a Minnesota company. They founded themselves back in 2016. First location ever was in Wayzata, down in the Twin Cities.
Okay.
Expanded elsewhere in the Twin Cities area. And this will be their first foray into northern Minnesota. They got a couple spots, Rochester, Mankato, but they're also in like 15 or so other states. So they've expanded since 2016 a lot. And I happened to, so I 2 years ago, State Fair, I stumbled onto them. Like, I got back to my hotel room from the State Fair, and I'm like, okay, so I've been grazing on
junk food
all day.
Deep fried food all day.
Stuff. And I was like, I should eat something. I literally looked out the window of my hotel, and there was one across the parking lot. So I tried. It was actually, I was very impressed. I enjoy salads.
So that's all they have is salads?
So they do salads, they do wraps, they do
Cold salads?
Yeah. Well, they've got,
They have anything warm or hot there?
I don't remember. The menu I was looking at was just salads. That was a few years ago, and I looked at it. But when I kind of highlighted some things in the story I wrote about this on our website, it was wraps, it was salads, it was smoothies. They've got a kids menu. Their whole bit is it's fast food, but not
healthy.
a sandwich or deep fried something or whatever. And
I can't think of any other fast food type places that
Like that?
just specialize in salads. A lot of them offer salads, but
and the so if
certainly not fresh salads. Most
well, right. And so for
Obviously.
someone like me who's got a pretty healthy appetite, I when I ordered, I was like, oh, is this going to be tiny? It was actually like I ate that salad and I was full. It was. They have good portions too. So
good portions.
Yeah. So anyway,
their wraps look big. I'm on their website now.
Yeah.
Chef made, scratch made.
Yeah. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the place, got the story on our website, mobile app. But yeah, so the end of next week is when you'll be able to go and check them out. They're doing a grand opening event next weekend. A whole thing. They're doing giveaways and whatever. But anyway,
Chicken bacon ranch salad.
I had their. So I'm a Caesar guy.
The classic chicken Caesar, romaine, kale, roasted chicken, tomatoes, shaved Parmesan, sunflower seeds.
It tastes fresh too. Like they put it together,
right in front of your face.
Well, so I ordered
Can
it.
you be like,
So it's
put your toppings on it?
Yeah, you can custom. It's kind of Subway-esque in that sense, where you could go through and you can be like, I want this stuff on my.
How are the croutons?
I don't remember about the croutons. They didn't stand out as bad.
Okay.
So
I mean, a good salad is, anchored in a good
By the
crouton.
crouton? Yeah,
Yes, in a good
that's a good point.
Whatever crunchy crouton you have in there.
So all I remember was because this was 2 years ago now.
A great word.
It was a good salad. I remember being like, I need to go back there sometime again. So it must have been good.
We'll see. I'll try their croutons and all.
Check it out. I get back to me. Go check it out next week. Get back to me.
Can you get extra croutons?
Maybe you
I don't even see croutons mentioned on there.
That's part of a Caesar, though, isn't it? I mean,
Caesar, lemon seeds, Parmesan, classic Caesar. They have Parmesan crisps.
oh, that's what it was. Now that you mentioned that, yes.
I don't see anything with an actual. Listen, bro, if they don't have croutons, I am out.
Well, on a salad,
I
that's
am
one of the probably lesser healthy things, I guess. Huh?
Exactly. You nailed it on the head.
No, I now that you mentioned it, they do use it's a Parmesan crisp. You're right. I'm sorry.
I don't see crouton anywhere.
I'm sorry.
I'm out. Sorry, guys.
It's
Love
still
you,
good.
But you're
Go
gonna
ahead
need
and
to
hate
get
all
some
you want.
You're gonna need to get some croutons
Tony's
before
bringing
I
his-
show up.
Tony's bringing a bag of croutons in and adding it on top of his salad. I'll show you guys.
I'm just gonna sit outside their place and be like a crouton dealer. Be like, hey, you need some croutons with that salad?
I got regular.
I got
Texas
regular
toast.
I got ranch croutons. You need that? Just sell little plastic baggies of croutons outside the store.
Just a weirdo. I could see you doing it though. That's the funny part. Oh, goodness.
they don't
He's
have
got his
croutons.
trench coat.
You want
Hey,
some you want some? Just pull it open. Just crouton bags.
just creepy. We'll see what's trending at the top in a couple minutes here at Mix It Away. Good morning.
Lynch.com.
Live from the Mix 108 studio in downtown Duluth, this is KBMX FM, Proctor Duluth Superior, a town square media station.
Well, good morning and happy Friday. It's 8:01 and 66 degrees on our way to the mid-80s in the Twin Ports area today. Mostly sunny, breezy, and around 85. Tomorrow, it'll be around 90, mostly sunny and breezy once again. A chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight Saturday into Sunday. Just a couple degrees cooler, maybe 87 on Sunday. A chance of later day showers and storms once again overnight into Monday. We'll see temperatures in the low to mid 80s on Monday. And we'll kind of just roll through the 80s, up and down, upper 80s, lower 80s, all the way through next week.
Suck on some ice cubes.
Do it.
Minnesota will soon have one less airline providing service to travelers. We got dozens of airlines currently serving Minnesota: Delta, United, American, and including some low-cost carriers like Sun Country and Allegiant. JetBlue, well, JetBlue will no longer fly to Minnesota. Starting October 26th, JetBlue will no longer service Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Not really a big deal, it turns out, though, because there is actually only one route out of Minneapolis with JetBlue. It's like Minneapolis to Boston, Boston to Minneapolis, that type of deal. So not a ton of travelers will be affected by this move.
What if I wanted to cheaply get to Boston, though?
Oh, you could probably do that on like
Other airlines.
Allegiant or something
Sure,
like that. Anyways,
yeah.
you want to read more and find out what happens if you happen to book a JetBlue flight for after October, you can hit up the Mix 108 app or Mix108.com and get all the information about the departure of JetBlue from Minnesota.
Man, well, darn it.
And I see, speaking of economy airlines, that Southwest Airlines, which I believe flies out of Minnesota as well, has some flights. They changed up things yesterday as well, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they used to do... they never done assigned seatings. Now they're doing assigned seating on Southwest Airlines, yes.
Okay.
And so they can charge you more, basically, for more legroom and stuff.
Yeah, I want better seats.
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
pay a premium. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't do that if you didn't have reserved seats, and
Of
every
course.
every seat is the same.
Yeah.
So that's a big change coming to that.
Wah, wah.
And that's an economy airline, I believe, right? Would you consider
Kinda,
Southwest?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's kind of a mediocre. Well, I would imagine it's an economy. I
Yeah,
think it's an
yeah.
economy. Anyways.
I don't know. I've been perfectly happy with experiences on Sun Country, and people blame that. They say that they're a low end carrier. I don't know.
I've heard, mixed things about. I've
know.
never heard really bad things about Sun Country.
Oh,
I've
so.
flown on Allegiant before. It was fine.
Sure.
Never flew JetBlue. Never flew Spirit.
You haven't?
No, have you?
To Vegas one time I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's that?
It was
I
on,
hear
it was
that's a
on
little-
brand. It was on brand.
Okay.
The whole experience, including getting to and coming back from Vegas, the whole experience was on brand, including on the way there. There's a lot of people that are excited to get to Vegas. And on the way back, everyone's excited to get home.
Well, that's
and
with any
but
flight.
but the airline element, like everything about the entire experience,
Right.
including the airline element, was all on brand. Every piece of it. So
Makes sense. Coming up here in your TikTok treasure today, she's still trying to milk that 15 minutes of fame. We got a great video of the Haktua girl teaming up with the singer Jax.
Oh, okay.
For a new song that will
Ooh.
debut here in just a few minutes.
All right, music on the way for you as well from Tate McRae. It's Post Malone.
Where's me whiskey? Oh, it's time for Tony's TikTok treasures. Time to dig in the old chests and see what we can rustle up.
So if you don't know her name, it is Haley Welch. Okay, Haley Welch, better known as the Haktua girl.
Okay.
That rose to fame, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe?
No, it was maybe
Month?
over a month ago, I
It
believe.
I mean, it couldn't have been more than a month. I mean, it literally has been less than 6 weeks. I think we can agree on that, right?
yeah.
Of course, she shot up into fame for a video that went viral, and now she's trying to cash in on that 15 minutes of fame, which, you know what? I don't blame her.
Sure.
If you got it, if you got 50, there's not much there to work with.
Right, yeah,
I mean, there's not like a talent there or any. Well,
Well, I mean, she probably has things, but
yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like when viral videos go, like it's somebody singing or
right.
You know,
You can
like,
build on that.
You can build on it. Yeah, there's not much to build on, just Haktua, like a phrase, right?
Right.
But so she's trying to cash in. She's doing music festivals. She's doing appearances here and there, fights and things like that.
Sure.
And she stopped and hung out with Jax.
Oh, the singer.
Jax, the singer, yes. And, well, they wrote a little song
Okay.
that we're going to share right now.
Ooh, okay.
Here you go.
This is Haley, and she went to the University of Northern Alabama.
Okay.
But she had to drop out to pay the bills and take care of my grandma.
Aw.
And then she went viral, so she made some cash. But Granny keeps asking her what Haktua means. So we wrote this song for Haley's grandma.
Granny.
Explain myself to the elderly.
Haktua means
Being selfless.
Haktua means
You care.
Haktua is another word for hard work, like
Rolling up your sleeves.
and tying back your hair. Haktua means love and affection. Haktua means
We're in a recession, Grandma. Stop asking so many questions.
So there
Wow,
you go.
okay then.
That's her song. I believe her 15 minutes. I believe she's at 14 minutes and 56 seconds. So she doesn't
Getting
have
close.
much. She doesn't have much left in her fame cycle.
So if you were to find yourself in a situation where you suddenly splashed into like worldwide fame for saying
this.
something, not for that specifically, but for saying something,
Yeah.
what would you do to spit it into something that would last longer than
I mean, probably do exactly what she's doing.
make the TikTok circuit?
I mean, she got an agent. I think she signed with one of the biggest
yeah, she got
entertainment
a
agencies.
huge agent. Yeah,
So, I mean, at that point, you just kind of ride the wave and just see what happens.
see what
and
they can find for you.
cash in quick and invest it and try to grow that Easter egg quick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well-
But we'll see. This is kind of a unique case here.
It is.
I mean,
it's a good case study.
It
is what it
kind of
is.
is. It kind of is. It's a new. I mean, like I said, she didn't like rise to fame with a song or
Right.
any sort of, entertainment entertainable talent. You know, it's just
It was just an off the cuff comment that everyone thought was
a drunken comment on the street. It was kind of funny, and nobody had ever heard that before. You know, like that, you know, like
at least
spelled out like that before, or
Yeah.
whatever. It was just kind of new and unique, you know. So, anyways, good for her cashing in.
now she just needs to, find that thing. What is it that
I
she
mean,
can?
This is a girl that had no social media before this. Like,
Oh, really?
she didn't have a TikTok. She didn't have an Instagram. She
Wow.
didn't have any of that. So she's kind of getting that all fired up, which I'm
Sure.
sure in hindsight she probably regrets because
Yeah.
all that post content, that content she already created could be making money at this
Oh,
point.
for sure.
But I don't know.
Well,
Good for her. And
Yeah, good luck.
I don't think that song with Haley and Jax is going anywhere.
Probably not gonna. Yeah.
Probably won't hear it
Be a
in
top 10
regular
hit.
rotation here.
Probably not. If people start requesting a Tony.
They won't. That's today's TikTok treasure. Good morning, Mix 108.
Mix 108 morning. Very good morning and happy Friday. So we have these mute buttons on our desk for our cough buttons.
Yeah, they're right here.
Yeah, those. So the keyboard for this computer slid right on top of the mute button. So
and just kind of went.
let me on the air. So this is what's your favorite part of the state fair, Tony? If I could ask, if you had to pick one thing, animals, food, people watching,
Well, I mean-
rides.
I mean, clearly the best thing about the fair is the food and the drink.
Sure.
But I mean, if you want me to get, it'd be hard to get more specific than that. But
No,
food,
that's fine.
food and drink,
I'm only looking for a general
and the
answer.
haunted house,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
and the baby animals barn. You know the baby animals barn.
That's why I bring this up.
The little place where they got all the baby animals.
The birthing center.
It stinks in there. They're a little cute. Yeah, birthing center is what it's called.
Yeah, so they call it the Miracle of Birth Center
Yes.
is the name of the building.
That's what it is.
And it's funny you mentioned that because there's actually going to be a change to this year's birthing center, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah. So if you liked seeing mama cow and baby cow in the Miracle of Birth Center, they're not going to allow it this year.
Why?
Well,
Just cows?
apparently they're just mentioning cows in the story. So apparently the
Piglets?
Yeah, I don't say anything about pigs.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, they're concerned about because the chicken and the turkey, the bird population. There's been a bird flu thing going on for a while,
Oh, yeah. I
It's
think they're
got-
trying to be careful not to mix it all together.
and so they've seen it getting into some cows too,
Interesting,
and so
okay.
they're worried about the cows.
So they'll keep. Well, the cows have a big, huge separate barn
So there's
area.
a cow barn
Yeah.
for the the dairy cattle and
Yeah.
the show cows.
But you could probably put it in there.
But the Miracle of Birth Center is all blended together. So if you go in that building, there's the baby pigs and the baby cows and the chickens and the
ducks
bunnies and like
bunnies
they're all in one building there.
Llamas.
Yeah, and so they announced just earlier this week that they're apparently not going to be allowing mama cows and baby cows in that building over those concerns. So if that's something that you kind of get excited about,
I'm sure they'll still be there. I mean, somewhere.
you maybe
Maybe not.
I guess that's that.
There's still other.
There's other
plenty
stuff to
of
check out.
Baby animals, and
There
there's a
are.
whole. Like I said, there's a whole cow barn, so you can literally
Go see
go walk around and see hundreds
hundreds
of cows, and then the humans that live there with them, which I find fascinating as well.
The farmers that are hanging out all the time with them.
Yeah, like they live in the barn with. I mean, that's awesome. Like,
Just hang out all day.
What a cool way to experience the fair.
Just hanging out in the barn.
Just hang out in the cow barn. What? And then walk out and go grab some cheese curds. And come back to the cow barn. Run out and go ride the Ferris wheel and come back to the cow
The
barn.
ones that lay in like a pile of hay with the cows.
and
you know,
they're
they-
used to it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
smell or anything to them.
Sure. Well, and I've made jokes about this over the years too, as somebody who grew up around farm animals. See, cows.
Did you ever sleep in the barn with the
I
animals?
didn't. No.
should.
But cows don't smell
it's not
as
old enough.
offensive as some other animals do.
No, they don't. No,
So-
they're not that bad.
No.
Well, it's not too late, Nick. I would, go spend the night in the farm, in the barn.
In the barn.
In the barn with
Well,
the
I
animals.
happen to know somebody where I could tomorrow if I wanted to. I could
Maybe that would be a good morning show bit. We should take
live
some
from the barn.
Like, we'll go spend the night in a barn somewhere and we'll record the experience. Me and my CPAP sleeping next to a cow.
The cow's like, hey.
I'm going to need an extension cord for my CPAP if I'm going to sit next to this cow.
There's a visual. Now I kind of want to.
Now you're like, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I would say, my parents actually have 2 cows still.
Oh, for real?
So we'd have to drive down that way. But
No, that's
we
fine.
could,
we could sleep with the cows. They must be in a barn of
They
some
are
sort.
in a barn.
Okay, cool.
We could sleep. Well, the nice thing about that.
You get one cow, I get the other.
Sure.
What are the cows' names?
They don't have names.
Come on, bro.
T-bone and hamburger.
Wow.
Is that not? My parents would always
Breakfast
joke about
and dinner?
Yeah, my parents would always joke about that when people would come over because they know, oh, you guys have pigs and cows and stuff, and they'd always people would always ask, especially kids, what are the pigs' names? And my dad would always joke, ham bone and pork chop.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah, and some of the kids would be like, oh, that's cute, and other kids would go, hey.
That's funny. Well, let's work on that.
Okay.
Maybe later this. Well, it'd be too hot. I don't want to spend a 90-degree day
no,
and sleeping with the
no,
cow.
no.
Maybe fall.
There
maybe
you go.
fall would be a
That'd
good
be
time to hang
better.
up the
Yeah,
cows.
less bugs too, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
with the
explore
cows.
that. We'll explore that. We'll check in with WDIO in a few minutes here. Mix It Away. Good morning. Mix What Away Morning Brew. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Nick Cooper. It's Tony Hart. It's Leah from WDIO. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. We've made it to Friday.
We have. It's exciting. And I know for those that like the summer heat, going to get a dose of it really this weekend here so you can get out and enjoy.
Yes, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Plenty of good beach days ahead. The next week itself will be in these 80s. So we're getting ready for August. August is here whether we're ready for it or not.
I was going to say, usually we get the August, that's when the heat seems to really set in around here. You think July is the hot month? No, it's August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a slow burner.
Exactly. But that's all right. You know, it's good to amp up weather for the state fair. A good reminder, hey, enjoy this because before you know it, leaves are falling.
Agreed. It's going to happen so quick in a blink of an eye.
I have a tree already in the woods near my apartment that... Is your mic not working there, Tony?
No, can you hear me?
Grab a different mic, Tony. That's weird. Anyway, there's already a tree that's starting to turn a little bit in the wooded area by my apartment. Which is,
really? I thought you were going to say there's a tree you're ready to cut down for Christmas. I was gonna say, that's a little too soon. That's
not
way
quite
ahead
like that.
of the game.
Does that mic work? Oh.
Hold on a second.
Tony's troubleshooting technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Yesterday my headphones broke. I think I broke the cable, and now today we got a microphone problem. All right, can we hear Tony Hart? Hello. Hi, Tony Hart. There we go.
There we go.
Welcome to the
Everybody's
conversation.
on now.
Hooray. Okay, so where was I going with that after we got sidetracked?
Just fall's coming, time's going.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
yeah.
time is flying by.
It really is. So, what is the thing that you are that you've discovered since moving here that you are finding yourself wanting to do more and more before summer ends?
I want to do a couple more hikes before summer ends. Obviously, a lot of trails and areas are still wet from all the flooding and stuff. So,
Sure.
hoping some of those regions dry up. But I do want to check out some of the trails and get to some of the beach. I want to go up the North Shore for some of those beaches up there because I know they're just scenic and stuff. So, on my, the end of summer bucket list, if I put it down to 3 things I've been thinking about: Split Rock Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to go to the Black Sand Beach.
Sure.
And I want to do part of the Lake Superior hiking trail just because it's right here. But
I've been here
it's
20
a little
years. I don't think I've
confusing.
done any of those
It's confusing
things.
to an outsider.
Yeah, Tony's lived here for a long time, and
I don't think I've done any 3 of those things.
you need to get out.
Have you been to Twig? Have you been to Twig?
I've seen the cameras.
Twig is
okay.
beautiful.
I was going to say you at least are aware of it.
Twig is beautiful.
Yeah.
I would recommend checking
Okay.
out Twig.
Yeah,
Okay.
booming.
We have the
traffic.
MDOT camera, but
My
the
fan.
MDOT camera. But I'll
really?
give it a
There's-
look
that's-
myself.
Yeah, there's a
There's a
camera on the highway up there.
Twig.
Yeah,
That's it. You can always watch Twig.
keep an eye on Twig.
Keep an eye on Twig. You never know what's going on in Twig.
So may I make a recommendation? And maybe this is more of a fall hike, and because I think they're working on the trail, and then we can move
course.
on with this here. So there is, if you look it up, you'll find it easily online. It's called Bean and Bear Lake Trail.
Oh.
It's a part of the Superior Hiking Trail. It's by Silver Bay. And I recommend it as a fall hike because it's a out and back of like 7.5 miles.
So it's like a day.
Yeah, you're gonna, and I think I spent about, because I stopped and I like had lunch at the end of the trail. I spent about 5 hours doing the whole thing. Tony's over there like, nah.
Like, what?
And the way out is it's largely uphill, so it's not an easy hike. I've been on more difficult ones.
Any walk that I have to go on and actually bring a meal, I'm not in for.
Oh yeah, I brought a backpack with hydration and food and
the parking lot's got to be within walking distance of me.
But if you look it up, you'll see photo. It is beautiful, and the reason I say to go in the fall is less concerned about bugs as well as temperatures. But B, if you can time it out with the fall colors. So it's 2 lakes that are in like this hole, and you're up on top of what looks like a cavern with these lakes in them, and they're surrounded by trees. And I did it 2 years ago. Was the last time I did it, and the trees were all orange and yellow, and it was beautiful. So there's my recommendation for fall.
Careful of the bears,
I have that written down. I'm gonna try and convince some people to go with me.
Yeah, you got to be careful, as Tony mentioned, about the bears.
Yeah,
and
they're
the beans.
hungry that time of the year.
Gotta bring a cowbell.
Yeah,
make some noise.
Yes,
pots and pans.
Exactly. All right, so let's quickly look a little bit more short term. We talked about the fact it's going to be hot this weekend. Give us a look at the details of the forecast for the next few days.
Next few days, it's going to be hot and humid. We'll be near 90 degrees for most of central Minnesota tomorrow. That humidity is coming in with this wind from the south, and we'll continue seeing that through Sunday. Then we'll start to see the arrival of some showers to break that up. There'll be short-lived afternoon showers that will pass by through our Sunday, and the last into Monday, we'll see more rumbles and some chances for some storms and thunderstorms as well. And we'll dry off a bit, but as we get into next week, we're still going to be in those upper to mid 80s. So warm air is sticking around for a minute. So we're going to feel the heat.
I'm just keeping an eye on that Sunday night Twin Cities forecast. What does it look like? What does it look like Sunday night in Minneapolis? I keep seeing rain, and
Tony's got a concert.
I would say the showers will be trekking towards the cities. I think you'll be okay. If anything, it'll bring some relief.
Well, no, not for a concert.
Bring a rain jacket and boots.
I don't want concert. Because the Foo Fighters are at Target Center or Target Field on Sunday night, and I mean, the rain is fine. It's just the lightning you worry about, right?
Right.
I think we're staying okay. Maybe a thunderstorm or two, but
you're not seeing a full day drench on Sunday nights.
Not
the Twin
full day
Cities.
drench and nothing severe.
All right,
coming this weekend.
All right,
so
good. I should
manageable.
Be okay.
This personal forecast brought to you by Tony Hart.
Yeah. Well, when you got the connections, you got to use them.
This is true. Well, hopefully you enjoy. I'm going to vanish for a week, so you and Tony can certainly check in next week together.
Yes, of course.
And enjoy your weekend, Tony. Enjoy the concert.
Will do.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thank you for joining us this morning, Lee. Have a good weekend.
See ya.
You too. Talk on Monday. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, we'll get your Friday workday kicked off. 108 minutes commercial free. That is all fueled by Quick Trip, or music on the way for you soon from Metro Boomin, Shabuzi, and more all coming up here in Mix 108.